Hi students, welcome back to our English class. We are discussing the story The Snake and the Mirror by Vaikom Muhammad Bashir. In the story, a homeopath described his experience to his friends. In a hot summer night, he entered his room after his meals and then he indulged in deep thinking. In the midst of it, the doctor had a sudden encounter with a snake as it fell on him. I know you are very eager to know what happened then. Let's move to the rest of the story. The fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on his shoulder. The snake slanting on him and his turning were simultaneous. He had no time to jump, trample, or cry out. The snake slithered along his shoulder and coiled around his left arm above the elbow. The hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from his face. There was no gap between them. He held his breath. He was turned to stone, but his mind was very active. The door opened into darkness. The room was filled with darkness. In the light of lamp, he sat there like a stone image in the flesh. Felt then the presence of God. Suppose he said something and he did not like it, so he tried in his imagination to write, "Oh God," in his little heart. His left arm was in pain. It was like a thick leaden road. No, a road made of molten fire was slowly but powerfully crushing his arm. The arm was beginning to be lost its strength. He had no idea what he could do. At his slightest movement, the snake would strike him. Death waited secretly 4 inches away. The doctor thought about the medicine if the snake had bitten him. There was no medicine in the room. He was but a poor, foolish, and stupid doctor. He forgot his danger and smiled at himself. It seemed as if God appreciated that. The snake turned its head. It looked into the mirror and saw its reflection. He did not claim that it was the first snake that had ever looked into a mirror, but it was certain that the snake was looking into the mirror. Was it admiring its own beauty? Was it trying to make an important decision about growing a mustache or using eyeshadow and mascara or wearing a vermilion spot on its forehead? He did not know anything for certain. He did not know was it male or female. He will never know, for the snake unwound itself from his arm and slowly slithered into his lap. From there, it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror. Perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarters. Now he was not an image made of granite. He was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. Still holding his breath, he got up from the chair. He quietly went out through the door into the veranda. From there he jumped into the yard and ran for all he was worth. Each of us heaved a sigh of relief. All of us lit beedies. Somebody asked, "Doctor, is your wife very fat?" "No," the doctor said. "God willed otherwise. My life companion is a thin, reedy person with the gift of a sprinter." Someone else asked, "Doctor, when you ran, did the snake follow you?" The doctor replied that he ran and ran till he reached a friend's house. Immediately, he smeared oil all over himself and took a bath. He changed into fresh clothes. The next morning at about 8:30, he took his friend and 1 or 2 others to his room to move his things from there. But they found they had little to carry. Some thief had removed most of his things. The room had been cleaned out, but not really. The thief had left behind one thing as a final insult. It was his vest. The dirty one. The fellow had such a sense of cleanliness. The rascal could have taken it and used it after washing it with soap and water. One of his friends asked, "Did you see the snake the next day, doctor?" The doctor laughed and replied, he had never seen it since. It was a snake which was taken with its own beauty. Here ends the story. The next video you can see the glossary and model reading.